next build 100 builds. It's insane. Anyway, it's Chris, thanks for joining me. This build is kindly sponsored by Scale Riders, so many thanks to 65 Lokes for sending this kit out. When he asked me what I wanted to build, as it surprised me. The last two I picked, well, the first one was the pink Impala, the second one was the Ford Model A hot rod. So this one I wanted to just leave it up to Edgar to pick. And when he picked this, I was like, oh, that's perfect. You know, I built a couple of NuNu kits now. I've been enjoying them, and I've built a couple of with advanced sort of liveries, and this is just right up my street. Absolutely, it's an old Corolla, 91, Japanese touring car, Autopolis, Corolla AE92. Yeah, it looks fantastic. So that's what it should look like. How cool is that? So yeah, I'm well chuffed when this was sent out. But not just the kit, we've actually got the detail up parts as well for it. So you've got all the belt buckles and the discs, and it's just got everything, the seat belts. So a massive thank you for that. Really appreciate it. And then we've got where they gone? We've got these Top Studio wheel center lock nuts as well. So I might, if I'm feeling brave enough, try and get them installed. So yeah, I have just taken the body out of the plastic bag. It's a bit weird this. First time I've come across it where the actual body is a little bit textured. Not sure why, but I need to sand it down anyway. I need to sand this down. The moulding mark. Those marks in the back there from where the moulding process is. I'm not sure what them bits are going to be. Do you drill them out? I'm not sure. We'll soon find out. I'll definitely be sanding those bonnet pins off because I've got the PE bits to put on. But yeah, it's not too big of a car. Not that I expect it from a Corolla. 2-door, old school Japanese car. So yeah, really happy with that. The colours I'm going to go with is, I've got a bunch of colours. I actually used on the Astra DTM. I've got the Ford Sierra Cosworth black, and then the BMW Imola red. So I'm going to use those two and mask it off. Do my own masking. Quite enjoyed it, although I'm not very good at it. Quite enjoyed it. What else we got? Clear parts. They'll all probably go on from the outside, I think. Yes, they go on from the outside. You can see where they sit. And you got disc brakes, bumpers, your spoiler. Quite like it as well. It's not got a huge spoiler. Roll cage with padding. So I might have to put a bit of texture on that. So yeah, the discs. I mean, the discs out the box look pretty good. But we'll get some photo rotors on there. What we've got on the back there, look. Plenty of you know, subframes there, and look, I've got some, well, them chrome wheels. They'll be getting stripped. I'll be painting them up myself. Headlight housing, rear light housing. Might leave those the plastic chrome. What we've got here? Got some mesh polycaps and the tyres, rubber tyres. Let's look at some detail, shall we? What we got in here? Got a lovely wide old bucket seat there, look. Suspension arm, struts. Got the interior tub. Door cards. And the chassis plate. Dashboard. And then decals. Now, the good thing about with these is with these decals is you can use them to get a template of thicknesses of the straps and such, so it'll help make the bonnet one much easier. These must be maybe for the windows, maybe. It's pretty cool. So even if you didn't get the photo etch, you'd still have a good time making a bloody good model out of this with those. So open it up and check the quality of these. So yeah, so going through it for the first time with your fine selves watching along. Yeah, they look fantastic. Look at those. They are crisp. Very nice indeed. And then we've got, last but not least, instruction book. Not too big, which is quite handy because I like to put it when I'm working along. I like to, as an example, stick it kind of over one hand. But yeah, in there like that, you get the idea. Stick it between paints and it's like a bit of a book stand. What we've got, so yeah. Like most kits start off with a chassis work. But for me, the first thing I'll be doing is picking out all the bodywork and getting that bodywork painted up. Get some decals laid down, get the clear coat done while the clear coat's setting, work on everything else. So yeah, do you know what? I'm really looking forward to working on this. Oh yeah. So that's what I wanted to look at. So the there we go, look. So yeah, you need to cut that bit out, and then you've got like a little is it a fuel filler or something? Oh look, they are the decals. Instead of using window masks, you've got decals instead. Interesting. Very good. So yeah. Not too many decals. I quite like the less is more approach with that, actually. I quite like that. So yeah, massive thank you to Scale Riders for sponsoring me with this build. I'm very much looking forward to getting this going. So without further ado, let's crack on. Right, so we've got the primer down and we've got the first colour down. Now I know it doesn't look bright red, but it's a pretty good red. This is the BMW Amola red. So this is what I've used for this one. It's what I used on the German themed Advan Astra, and it turned out pretty nice once it had clear coated. I mean, it looks nice anyway. It's not as vibrant as the decals in the box, but again, I'm happy with that. So now, yes, it looks weird, but you can obviously do this build with the livery as with the decals in the box. But for me, it's all about practicing my masking game. So I'm going to use these as templates to cut them out and, you know, paint the black and red instead of using these. Now, for those that don't know, I recently picked up these Infinity Easy Cutting Mats to try and help further improve my masking game. And with these, the actual grooves are in the mat, and they're absolutely fantastic. This is the one I'll probably be using because well, maybe, but you got the triangle. The triangle's down there. I might just, well, I ain't decided yet. I'm going to measure the decals up, get the sizes of those, and then go from there. But things like these I think these would be good for doing window masks for those kits that don't have the window masks. And we've got one down here, look. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. So yeah, anyway, enough chatting about that. Time to get my morning coffee down me. It's a Sunday morning. Did this yesterday. Primed in the morning, painted the red in the evening, and then ready to do some masking and getting the black down, which will be this one, 40 Cosmos Black. Again, what I used on the Astra. So yeah, let's go down the coffee and get some masking done. So I've done the best I can. Let's put this torch on. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. It's taken me quite a few hours on and off here and there. The side stripes, they weren't too bad. They weren't too bad at all to get those done. Got my little measuring tool out. Measured up each stripe, red, black, blah, 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 blah. Cut them out on my glass God hand cutting mat. Awesome. And it was going well. And then I realised there was a bit of damage to some of the paint actually under this yellow strip here. So basically what happened is yesterday when I was painting the red, between coats I didn't fully clear the airbrush, and whilst I was waiting it kind of set, and I didn't realise until I went to put on the final coat, and it just spat massive chunks. There was a massive chunk on there, but that'll be hidden by a bonnet pin. So this morning I tried touching it up with a brush, but the paint reactivated the paint. Just made a mess, so I had to sand it back and respray it. Hence why this tape's got paint on it, because I mean it is, you can see there's the gaps waiting. So yeah, so I had a bit of a setback, a bit gutted, but we move. And trust me, it's not the greatest repair. You can still see a little bit of unevenness. Yeah, but I'll show you once this tape's off. The hardest bit for me was doing this. Is it straight? Is it lined up? Absolutely not. Is it the right sort of measurements? Absolutely not. Again, it's way out, but it's, yeah, I'm not the greatest at masking. It's not my forte, but I did what I could. Done what I could. Used these mats was really helpful. You know, getting these thin lines from a mil, centimetre, yeah, a mil, all the way down to 0.4 of a mil. So yeah, that was quite handy having that. And then for the triangular, to have them in one piece, obviously we used this. You can see up here where I've done a few there, and then I've done a few here, and there's been a lot of trial and error and a lot of tape wasted. But to be honest, I got this tape pretty cheap from Japan, so I don't mind. But anyway, enough waffling on about the tape. Let's go get some black down. There we have it, black's down. It's pretty fresh. Unfortunately, a bit of a reaction on the top. I mean, that line that goes across and at the back, that was there before I even started sanding the body before anyway, paint went down. I don't know if you can, because basically the moulding, there was a line that went down the side, a line went down this side. I think you can still slightly see that one just in the middle there, and then again bloody across the top. Top's gone funky. Everywhere else is alright, it's just a, but never mind, we move on. We do not let it stop us. So yeah, the next bit is, let's get that tape off. it's been cleared. It's been 2 days since I laid the clear. So I thought I'd just get one last bit of video clip for this part 1. And we'll move on to other bits. Now, it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. It is very orange peely. I don't know. The mixtures are the same. My spraying is the same. The only thing I can think of that's different is just the weather. But like the past few months, I've been struggling to get a decent, smooth finish. I'm having to put a lot more effort into the wet sanding side of things to get it all flattened back and then polished up. But don't get me wrong, it's got the nice glossy base to start working with. So once instead of wet sand and once instead of polish, it'll come up alright. Yeah, it's quite orange peely. But again, I don't know, is it the weather? Because let's face it, here in the UK, the past few months, the weather's been awful. But I'm really enjoying how the Pro Scale 40 Black, Cosy Black, and the BMW Mola Red, I'm really happy with how they've turned out for this. The red's quite, it's not as bright and as vibrant as, say, let me find them, the actual Advan Red is. It's not quite as bright, you see. But I quite like it. It's a bit darker, it's a bit more mature, shall we say, mature. A bit more grown up. I don't know. It was just the red I had, but it works really well. I quite like a little bit of a darker shade. But yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm happy with it. I mean, the Toyota decal on the bonnet, I don't know, it didn't sit all right. Don't know what's happened there. Not quite sure. Everything else has gone alright. The decals have gone fine. There's been mucky fingerprints all over it. It's gone fine. Same again this side. A few extra ones this side. And then we've got the front bumper. The Advan was far too big. Far too big, so it's actually split under. You can see like on the A, the V decal, because the decal's too big, it's kind of split, but still looks alright. And in the back bumper, that looks fine. The Advan actually fit on that. But yeah, we're there. So it's been cleared. So what? It's been 2 days. Give it another 5 or 6. Sit back. Give it a wet sand. Give it a polish. It'll be as good as new. But for now, we're going to end this video there. In the next one, I'll probably work on the interior, and we've got loads of photo etch to work with. I'm really looking forward to that. In a way, a little bit of work, a bit more than usual, but yeah, let's get to it. Thanks for watching. Look after yourselves. Take care. See you on the next one. All the best.